Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul, a thrice weekly show that we do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We take your questions and answers. We discuss themes that my guides, angels, multidimensional beings, other mentors bring through. And today, I've got Archangel Gabriel with me, and it's on the return to peace. And this is a very gentle subject. Peace doesn't require any thought to be in a state of peace. In fact, the less thought you have, the more peace you'll experience. That's pretty fascinating. Eh? The less thought you have, the more peace you'll experience. And what's really fascinating about peace, the vibration of peace, Gabriel says it's important to understand that you do not need to have thoughts to know what to do. You do not need to have thoughts to know what to do. Innately, in each and every one of you, there is an awareness of your being that is connected to all things. And from that place of connection to all things, there is a continuous knowing available. And in knowing, you literally have peace. Whereas in the process of thinking, you have considerations, an examiner and what is being examined, and that point of separation keeps you at away from peace and in thought. Keeps you away from peace and in thought. Wow, I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to come. Hello, Allison, how are you? South Africa? Yeah, the return to peace. The ability that we have as a soul, not as a mind-body, the ability that we have as a soul gives us all the opportunity to establish whatever state of being we want to experience while in this realm of time and space. To return to peace, it is important you understand that you simply need to just know that you pull your attention away from any thought. Pull your attention away from any thought. It will not diminish your awareness. It will increase it. It will allow you to be more connected to who we are, more aligned with your true nature. In the process of your thinking mind, you have cut your experience up into many little pieces, and it is very difficult to look at a whole puzzle when it is in many pieces. But if you are able to step backwards from your thinking, from your thoughts, to step back from them, and simply to observe, you'll begin your return to peace. As the observer, not attached to what they observe, you move yourself into the position of being. And in the position of being, which is the position of the divine, being is the position of the divine. From there, your return to peace begins as the observer. To give yourself permission to have no thought, to give yourself the sensation of what you truly are, and not merely the sensations of that body or the ruminations of emotion generated by the thoughts that you've collected over the lifetimes you have experienced this physical realm, but to step back quietly and observationally simply watch, simply observe. And in that process of observation, your awareness increases as you stop feeding that busy little mind with your attentions, and you stop feeding the senses with their desires simply by observing. We watch how all of you vacillate very rapidly between peace and discontentment, whereas the seduction of discontentment, because it seems to be more moving to you, but it is more of a sensation, than is the vibration of peace. But we can assure you that if you allow yourself to step back observationally from your thoughts, observationally step back from your world and just simply observe, you will begin to remember what you are as a being, as an awareness, as a knowing consciousness that recognizes what requires action and what requires no action, what requires attention and what requires no attention. From a place of knowing, your actions are far more mindful, and in some cases, far more mindless when you're in that perspective of awareness. You do not need to have all the labels to all of the things and the people and the events in this world. You merely need to be able to quietly observe. You already know these things. You have many lifetimes of separateness, and now you want to return to that place of wholeness. Well, you are already there. You simply need to look at it, become aware of it, observe it. There are many techniques that have been cultivated over the years to allow those of you who are in the body to differentiate between that which you are and that which you are not. The ability to simply observe a thought, to simply observe a thought, and to not observe a thought, to exercise that capability to observe a thought and to not observe a thought, to become aware of the difference in your being as awareness when you recognize the distinction between attention to thought and observation of thought. They are very distinct. When you give attention to thought, you bring yourself into matter. When you observe thought, you observe matter. You can observe your body. You can observe the sensations of the body. You can observe how the thoughts and the sensations entwine with each other. And heaven is very simply a quiet, infinite observer from a perspective of peace and unity, connection, trust. And you find yourself still living in that body. What if you brought heaven through that body? What if you brought heaven through that body? You can do this, but first return to that place of peace, to that place where you are truly residing as what you are, and not as an entity that deems itself separate from the very nature that gives it life. The great fall is the separation. The great fall is the separation where you believe that you are fundamentally just this organism here. We find it quite humorous from our perspective that you still view yourself as that physical body, or that you still view yourself as that collection of thoughts in your mind, or that the limited identity that has been imposed upon it for this lifetime would be the sole place of recognizing who you are, and it is not. But in observational awareness, you will find knowing and you will return to peace. The combination of peace and knowing brings forth very different actions, very different expressions from source, rather than the regurgitation of memory and information from acquired experience, which is simply stored within that body as memory. You can function independent of memory as awareness. You can function independent of body as awareness. You can function independent of this world as awareness and still be aware of it, just not entrapped in any one aspect of this physical realm. Your ability to influence and impact this world changes significantly from a perspective of who you are and from the perspective of the vibration of peace. Do this now, simply. Allow yourself to observe thought and be aware of your experience as the observer of thought. And then just focus on yourself as the observer. There is no thought there, although the observer can recognize that there is thought, that there is body, that there is matter, that there is change, and can interact with it very differently. You understand? Return to peace. All of you can do this. All of you are free to do this. And all of you do this every single instant. There is an aspect of yourself that exists perpetually in a state of bliss, perpetually in a state of peace, perpetually in a state of joy. In this physical dimension, you have these conditions called cycles of up and down and in and out and good and bad. And your thought follows those very same cycles. You as awareness may choose to follow those same cycles, but you as awareness may also alter and change the length and duration of those cycles. You can alter the vibration of good so that it expands into your life. You can alter the vibration of suffering in your life so that it contracts in your life. You as the awareness can reorganize the expressions of your consciousness into matter rather than depending solely upon the information that you've been given through those 5 physical senses. The heralding of the Christ, the bringing forth of notification that this consciousness that you call Christ has arrived, has already happened. It is what you are. Your awareness is that which is the divine spark, born, you might say, of man, but a creation of God. When you understand that you are neither the thought nor the form, that you are the very light that has been sent forth to this world, that each and every one of you is that light, although many of you shrouded in the clothing, the costume, the garb of this world, as body, as thought, as personality, and in your ability to make the distinction between what you are and what you are not, to that degree and extent will peace return to earth. And it is returning to earth. It is here now. It is in you. It is what you are, this vibration of peace. Can you do this? Can you simply observe your thought and experience what you are as the observer? Can you sit and observe that body that you're in and simply observe and recognize what it is that you are as the observer, as a vibration, as an energy, as a being that is indulging in the experience of matter, time, and space, but not bound to it unless you so choose to be. Wow. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. A question from Kelly. I used to have a freckle on my hand, but when my son was born, I didn't have it anymore, and he has one where mine was. what does this mean? You already know what it means. You already know what this means. Yes. Yes. It is fascinating how we give to our children while we are in bodies. It is fascinating what we can give to them, what else we can give to them. Biology is but one facet. Biology is but one facet of the gift of the experience of being in this material world. You merely provide the container. You merely provide the container. They get to use it. The meaning you would assign to that is exclusively up to you, but we would simply say that you have given your child what you had to give your child, as all of you do, whether you are aware of this or not. But you also have choice in consciousness to deliberately give to your child what you wish to give to your child, to offer the best of your being, the highest of your light, to the consciousness of that body, so that when that soul comes in, they will have the best that you are able to provide to them. You gave the best to your child. Fascinating. Thank you for that question, Kelly. Question from Blaine. Is it against spirituality to circumcise our son? Well, the William part of me reacts to that and says, William part of me is against that. Gabriel is just saying, judge not. You decide that which is, you offer your child what is the best you have to offer them, if that is the best to offer them. Of course, many of you think you can improve on what the Creator has given you, and you are free to believe that equally. Just as you are free to believe any possibility, it shall be done. For as you add energy and belief to anything, you are creating it. And if you believe that this action is something that will benefit your child greatly, then it's an action you will naturally take. The reverse is true, that why would you seek to improve on the perfection that you already provided your child? Thank you, Blaine. Great question. You're very welcome. Lysandra's asking, can I have an exercise on how to observe my mind and body? Thanks. Yes, Lysandra, you can absolutely have an exercise. The one that they gave me to do was to learn to just sit the body down, literally just sit the body down in a quiet place where you're not going to be disturbed. And then just start getting the body quiet. Just observe it. Get the body relaxed as you can. Do not let the body move. Keep it completely relaxed, quiet, and still. And keep it in that position. Just observe it until it settles down. When your body settles down in that position, then turn your attention to observing the mind until the mind becomes quiet. Just observe it. Just watch. What I did is I would observe a thought and I would let it go. Observe a thought, let it go. Observe a thought, let it go. And then I started noticing the space between my thoughts. And then I started paying attention to the space between my thoughts. And then as I gave attention to the space between my thoughts, the space began to expand. And then I was just now observing what was going on in my body. Then I began to become aware that I could observe and feel and smell the space around my body. And I could extend my awareness out. I could begin to hear trucks and cars way, way down the streets. I could hear people's voices as I allowed my awareness to expand beyond what I was simply observing in my mind body. Your awareness is not limited. Your awareness, which is what you are, the observer, is not limited to the senses of the body. As awareness, you are not limited to the senses of your body. So just observe and become aware of the spaces. That's really powerful. The spaces around objects, the spaces between thoughts, the spaces even between your cells. If you become more observation of the spaces, you'll get closer to feeling that peace that Gabriel is talking about. The return to peace is literally in space. And everything else is now contained within you. And it's like you get to experience all of everything without being limited to anything. And it's a very exciting sensation when you begin to feel you don't have any limits around you or within you. And again, it's something you build up to, but that's the simplest way that I was shown, was to literally just sit, get the body quiet, still, calm, peaceful, till it's relaxed, and just observe. Sometimes the body will want to get up, and do not let the body assume authority over you. Keep it relaxed. Just observe how it tries to maintain control, and don't give it that control. Just stay observational. And as the body settles down, you'll do the same thing with the mind. You move your attention to the thoughts. And again, slowly take your attention away from the thoughts and just observe the activity. And as you start to become aware of the space between thoughts, all of a sudden your attention, your awareness gets pulled away from the thoughts, and you become consolidated in that observational position where you're aware they're there, but you're not disturbed or distracted by them. It's the same thing right now. I can hear cars driving down the wet road behind us, right? I'm aware I can hear that sound. It's not distracting me. It doesn't take my attention. My attention's gone to it to illustrate that my awareness can expand beyond the immediacy of this point of time and space. I can sense the fog moving through the valley behind me. There's different things that can occur as you become an observer. Your observer self is not limited to matter. Your observer self is actually moves beyond matter into all time and space. You literally are without limit as an awareness. As a finite body, as a finite mind, you are restricted to the experience of body-mind. But as you start to expand your awareness out, you begin to break down the attachments to this localized identity, right? That's the simplest way we can give you right now. Hi, everyone. Great question, by the way. Question from Skyheart. Does Archangel Gabriel have any messages for me? I don't know. He's saying to comfort the children. He's saying for you to comfort the children with your heart. Comfort the children with your heart. Not your thoughts, with your heart. Cool. Thank you. Question from Mario. Is the connection to Shiva I am feeling true? I am becoming aware of having a third eye and more arms. What does it mean? It means that you're embodying the earthly expressions and capabilities of Shiva. You are embodying the earthly presence and capabilities of Shiva. You are aligning yourself to their energy, becoming one with them. That will have its opportunities for liberation, but it can also have its opportunities for limitation. You must understand that the conceptions that you have formed about these limitless beings, which is in essence what you are, when you form a conception of any of these beings, you limit yourself to the conception of that being. Where in truth, as awareness, you are not bound by the interpretations of men of these things. You are limitless in the awareness of what you are. This ability to see without eyes, this ability to hear without ears, is natural to all. Simply allowing yourself to engage in the experience of this limitless self. If you dig deeper into the energy of this one that you call Shiva, as you allow yourself to experience without your mind seeking to understand what the meaning is, but to allow yourself to experience the energy of being. For each of you is as one with all of us. There is no separateness. Your mind will seek to maintain that separateness, even if you are seeking to ennoble the divine in that body. You do not need to. You already are the divine in that body. You simply need to recognize, become aware of that fact, and you are on that pathway. Allow yourself to feel the deeper, more expanded and limitless capabilities of this one that you give the label Shiva to. So you are feeling the man-made contrivances of this divine being. Allow yourself to experience the energy of this one, the clear sight, the many arms, the many legs, which is all of all. For are not there many humans upon this planet? Are there not many arms and many legs? You are moving from the finite conception of self to the limitless conception of being. And we welcome you on that journey. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Question from Carolyn. May I ask for a message from my guardian angel today? Wonderful. Thank you so much. Carolyn, message from her guardian angel? Wow. Please tell her it is time to relinquish that doubt. This has no place in your house. It is time to relinquish your doubt. All of it, not some of it, all of it. A question from Faradiba. Does Archangel Gabriel have any suggestions that will improve my meditation? Please and thank you. See the light within you and around you. Use the configuration of golden white. Let that be all that you see and hear and know. And allow yourself to become that. Allow yourself to become that. But let the light be all that you see and hear and know. Thank you, Sunny. A question from Manoj. I was recently very ill, and every time I requested Kali, then I received healing. But the same did not happen, no matter how much I prayed to Jesus, Raphael, guardian angels. Please ask why. The work that you have to do with this one that you call Kali will restore your faith more efficiently than the others. Once you understand that the implorations that you have offered to any of us can only be responded to according to your belief, it would be more ideal that you recognize that the call forth of this one that you label as Kali, the calling forth of this one is a delight, and you can experience the faith of that relationship. You have much to learn and understand by allowing yourself to engage deeply and profoundly in the qualities of this one, as we suggested with the other one with regard to the being that you call Shiva. The same opportunity opens for you, as it does for all of you seeking to restore yourselves through our guidance. The ideal is that you recognize that what you have called forth is what you have called forth, that we are not separate or distinct in our capabilities to be free, to be creative, to be profound, to be simple, to be humble. You are that which we are. As you recognize from the perspective of returning yourself to peace, returning yourself to that place of peace that you live in always as a being, the need for outside mechanisms to validate or justify your own unique expression in this world will diminish, and you will be liberated to be and do all that you are. Cool. Thank you. Question from ZB. Any advice from my guardian angel, Delion, to assist me in continuing to manifest my dreams and sharing my light with the universe? Wow. That statement, I don't know who this is. I think it's Delion, but I'm not sure. But they're saying that statement that you just made in your request is a statement of what you are being. This is what you are being, not something to be done. It is what you are being. Read your question over again as a statement of who I am, and you will understand the connection to the essence of your request is already within you. It is in your house. You need only open the door. Allow your awareness to experience that question as a statement. That's really cool. Yeah, I am manifesting my dreams and sharing my light with the universe. That statement. I am manifesting my dreams and sharing my light with the universe. That statement. Really, really feel the energy that you are manifesting through the production of those words and those word sequences. Your awareness, using your awareness to construct energy in the form of language, which produces specific sounds. So utilize the vibration that you're generating with that word, that question as a statement, not as a question. Wow, thank you so much, GB. Question from Lysandra. May I have a message, please? Yes. Yes. That which you seek to be fulfilled from without, you must be from within. That which you seek to be fulfilled from without, you must seek to be that from within. And you will find there is no need. There is only expression. I really like that. Yeah, thank you so much, Lysandra. Question from Tanya. How do I call the unpeaceful, denied aspects to the surface to heal them when they only pop up whilst being triggered and reactive? I cannot heal what I do not know. But you can be, I don't know this, but the same, but you can be whole in what you are as awareness. If you are being whole in awareness, then there is no need to alter thought, for the nature of your being, that which you are, transcends thought and organizes it very differently. You have no need to correct all those thoughts if you are being the vibration of peace, the vibration of joy, the vibration of contentment, the vibration of love. If you are being these things, you have no need to correct anything, for these things need no correction. What you are being needs no correction if you are being it. It only needs correction if you think something needs correction, and then you are not being what you are, you are being that which needs correction. Cool. Thank you so much. Question from Sunny. Does Archangel Gabriel have a message for me today? Thank you. Yes. Have your ears open for this. Listen to this. Listen. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Minaj. Question from Betsy. Is there anything more I can do for my ailing parents? My mother's anxiety is crippling, and my father's need for control and fearfulness causes great pain for my mother. This contract that they have with each other is not yours. You do realize this. We understand that you love and respect the nature of who they are. You recognize who they truly are, whereas they are ensconced or entrenched in who they are not. Quite simply, teaching your mother to give her love and grace to her anxiousness will be a good step in teaching her to ameliorate her own suffering, for it must come from within. You can offer them ideation and inspiration but the transformation must come from within. In her state of fearlessness will she begin to find her liberation, but she must choose to be in that vibration of fearlessness. The way of transcending or transforming or transmuting that vibrational frequency that you call anxiety, it is within her to do this. It is within her to do this. Even when she is anxious, if you extend your love even to that which is anxious in her, you will demonstrate that her anxiousness is worthy of love. These two are caught in a dance. They hold each other's hand. If one releases their hold, the two will not be in that dance anymore. And we feel very strongly that your leanings towards your mother's anxiety, in terms of ameliorating it, will be of better benefit than dealing with the fears and considerations of your father's desire to be in control. For he seeks, whether you know this or not, he actually seeks to end her anxiety by his behavior. Although the mechanism he's using is inefficient and ineffective, his intention is still there. But please incline your mother to begin to love and respect that part of her that is afraid. And if she cannot do this herself, then demonstrate that on her behalf. Be her teacher in this way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Got time for one more question today, I think. Wonderful. From Dova Queen. Any message for me or my kids? Wow. You got some, your kids have some nature divas that are wanting them to play with them. Like, your kids need to be out in nature, like really with these beings. Yeah. In nature. Get them out. Get your children out with these yeah, cute little things. Get them out in nature so that they can experience the energy of these beings. They need their playfulness. They need their playfulness to be liberated again. Yes. Playfulness is the quickest way to restore peace in your children. Playfulness is the quickest way to restore peace in your children. And their peace is your peace as a mother. Many of you do this, where you allow yourself to take on the concerns of your children. Very interesting. Wonderful. Great questions, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. One more question from Tina Be Still. They always tell me to go back like that sometimes. I love it. The naturopath treating my daughter had a prophetic dream about her. I see spirit guiding her to do what he says, but am I doing everything I should to support her? It's funny. First words that came out of my mind was, you have to stop shoulding on anybody. Don't should on anybody. No should. If you are coming from a vibrational frequency of love, if you are in a vibrational frequency of love, it will govern your actions and the actions of anyone very differently than the vibration of fear. To establish that vibration of love in yourself first, before you do or think or say anything, to establish that vibration of love in you, in your body, in your mind, then the actions and the precipitations of the effects of those actions will be the prodigal expression of love. The expression of love is very different than the expression of fear. Be in alignment with love. That energy of love conducts thought and action very differently than it will conduct through fear. Understand this. Wow, that's really cool. Thank you so much. Getting to that place getting to that place where you can deliberately, yes. So returning to peace, begin to be more observational of your thoughts and your emotions. Don't be caught up in them. Just begin to observe and then get a sense of how you feel as the observer. Not in terms of what you feel as that which is being observed, but how do you feel as the observer of sound, as the observer of smell, as the observer of touch? How do you feel as the observer of thought, as the observer of emotion? For the observer is not always the observed. When it is observing, you are very different than what you observe. And to align yourself to what you are is far more preferable than to remain aligned to what you are not. And that which you are shall establish what you are in this world. So please do this. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for your time, your patience. If you want to support this work, please become a member of my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. You can also offer support through my PayPal account, which is a link on my video YouTube channel. But whatever you need to do to support this work, share it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, encourage other people to watch and learn and grow. It's a very powerful time, this time of ascension, humanly speaking. We are learning to rise above the attachment we have to being just a body mind. We're now becoming divine creators, and we get to watch matter change very different than we are at the present. Have yourselves a wonderful, a joyful day, and I will see you on Supernatural Saturday tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. for the meditation. Have a wonderful, joyful day. Bye for now.